this is your Keto Chef Rob. We're making a Thanksgiving turkey like you've never made it before. First off, I just want to thank everybody who subscribed to my channel. 1,000 subscribers. So YouTube was kind enough to send me my own play button. Official. So we're going to be cooking the turkey roulade, and that's where we separate the bones from the meat and we put it into a roll. And we're separating the dark meat from the white meat specifically because the white meat will dry out by the time that the dark meat is done. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's do this. We're gonna go ahead and start breaking down our turkey. And that starts with cutting off the tail, removing the neck that they usually put inside the turkey. We're gonna make sure we use them for our stock later on. Next, we're gonna separate the white meat from the dark meat. You can kind of just trace with your knife down the skin and then pop out the little joint there and then simply cut through. And then I take off the wings as well, and those are actually going to be going into our stock later on. And at this point, we're going to cut out the spine, and that's just going to leave the white meat, also called the crown. It's time to debone the thighs. We want to make sure we get all the bones out, all the cartilage. And I like to get the tendons out too. And you can do that by using a pair of pliers and kind of just holding the meat back with your knife while you pull out the tendons. It's really simple once you get the hang of it. Okay, so I like to call this my meat glue, and all that it is salt. The salt breaks down the proteins and it makes the meat stick together, and it's gonna help the roulade stay together while we're cooking it. And we're only going to coat the inside of the thighs, and we're going to lay the skin facing down, and then we're going to put the other thigh right on top of it, skin facing up. We're going to roll into a tight meat log, aka a roulade. I like to use rubber bands to get it a nice perfect shape, although it's not completely necessary, it's more just aesthetics. At this point, we have our roulade, we have the crown, and we have the beginnings of our stock done. Okay, so start this early in the day, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna be taking some celery, onions, and carrots, and we're gonna be laying that down in a deep tray. And that's gonna give a nice bed for our crown to sit on. Just to make sure that this doesn't dry out, we're gonna make a compound butter. You can go ahead and put that underneath the skin, all over the crown. Just make sure that everything is covered. I also like to take a lemon and put that right underneath, and what that's gonna do is that's gonna steam, and it's gonna give it a nice tang. We wanna make sure that we seal it really tight with our aluminum foil. This stock recipe, you can see in another one of my videos. I'm gonna skip over it. If you wanna learn how I make my stock recipe, click the link at the end of the video. While the crown is cooking, we're also gonna sous vide the roulade. It's gonna cook for the same amount of time as our crown. Okay, so 2 hours before the dinner starts, our crown is done, our roulade is sous vide, we have our turkey stock, and now it's just time to brown it. And we're gonna do that by just putting a little bit of olive oil on the top. That's gonna crisp up the skin. And we're gonna put that in the oven at 350. We're actually gonna do that to both of them. And we're gonna take it out as soon as it starts getting brown. While that's doing that, we're gonna start our gravy by dumping in 2 jars of our turkey stock. Okay, now our crown and our roulade are nice and crispy and golden. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate the white meat from the bone, and we're gonna slice it right there on the cutting board. This recipe turned out amazing. Our ketogenic gravy turned out great, and this is sure to be a hit at your Thanksgiving dinner. Give this recipe a try for you. Let me know if you did something different. If you liked it, share the video, subscribe. As always, keep it keto. Stay healthy, guys. Peace.